That's how we're starting it. You're not editing. That's perfect. Alrighty, so we have Rafa, also known as JDMFD.
Yeah.
What else do you go by?
That's Rafa JDMFD. That's pretty much it.
One of them was also TacoPapi.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I got a restaurant, so
Really good food. Really good food.
A few people call me TacoPapi.
Alrighty, so how'd you get into this? How did this all start?
I was about 8 or 10 years old, and I went to visit a family member in Mexico City, and they took us to like a theme park, and they had go-karts. So I got on a go-kart for the first time in my life, and I remember having the most fun ever. It just felt right, felt like home, and since then I always wanted to drive. That was the beginning of it all. Yeah.
Go-karts.
After that, I just follow up from a younger age playing Gran Turismo, since Gran Turismo 1.
Damn.
Yeah, and this is late 90s. Yeah, that's how I find out about JDM cars.
Okay.
FD, Supra, the Mitsubishi GTO. The selection was not big the first game, but it had all the big ones. You know, the Skyline R34, the Supra, the NSX, all the big names, all the big cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I fell in love with rotaries. First, because I can only afford an FC. This is like early 2000s. I just fell in love with the engine, how different it was. It was very unique. So I didn't really care if they were fast or not, or good looking or not. I just fell in love with the engine.
Just the idea of it.
Yeah, it's something different. Like when a friend of mine explained to me how it worked, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what? So I just fell in love since then. Yeah.
And how'd you get into the canyons?
The canyons it happened right after I got my first RX-7. This was 2003. I got an FC for $700, but clean, complete. Good luck now.
If only.
Yeah. So I got it for $700, and then 2 months after, I bought another one for $300, even better than the first one. Yeah, and I started coming up since then, and I stopped up for a few years. When the housing crashed, the housing market, yeah, I sold my last FC at that time, and I didn't have a car for a few years. So if you don't have a car, you're just not gonna drive. You know, it's just pretty simple. So when I finally got an MB Miata, I started going to the track, and then I came here and ran into a few friends that I already knew. And then I started coming back again, like pretty often. And since most of my life, since I'll say mid 90s, I've been living 5 minutes away from this canyon. So that makes it easier.
Yeah. Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
So on that, what's some advice you would give towards like beginners?
The first thing, to become a better driver or faster driver, or in general?
In general, people that want to get into the canyons, that don't know about the canyons, don't know anything about performance driving, things like that.
Okay. First advice, if you don't want to spend money, do an autocross.
Ew.
Do an autocross, push the car to the limit there, where nothing's gonna happen to you or the car. You're gonna find the limit of the brakes, limit of the suspension, limit of the tires, and the limit of yourself. So if you do that, that's gonna change everything. Because if you come and learn the limits here, it's gonna be a price that you have to pay.
Yep.
So I'm telling you, some people don't like autocrossing. For me, as a beginner, it's the best thing you can do.
Basics, because it teaches you slow speed car control. And a lot
understeer, oversteer. Yep. It teaches you everything. But rather than doing 80 miles an hour or 100 on the track, you're doing 30. So it's a huge difference, and you're still at the limit. So it's definitely the best thing you can do.
Yeah, slow speed driving is the best way to learn.
Yeah.
Then advice for females that want to get into this, since the canyons appear to be more
females are rare. Shout out to Sandy. We go way back with her. We back in early 2000s, and so and I mean, she was probably the only one back then, and even until now, it's very rare. It's only like 3 or 4. So, to be honest, it's a passion that you have to have for cars, for driving. I don't think you can force women to do it. I think it has to be natural. They have to, like, born
they have
with
to have the love for it.
Yeah, it's that's the only way. Most girls, for example, in my house, you know, my girl is my daughter. She's a little princess, and there's no way in life that I'm gonna get her into this. Never. It's just the way she was born.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Okay. Then what's one thing you wish you knew when you first started?
Oh man, so many things. To what I know now. Not going looking back, I didn't know anything. I didn't know about tires. I didn't know about brakes. I didn't know about suspension. I didn't know about oversteer, understeer, trail braking. I didn't know anything. So it's a lot of things that you have to learn, a lot of things that you have to practice. And man, the biggest thing I will say, know the limits, know your limits, know the limits of the car. That's the thing the first thing you have to learn. Yeah.
Good. Then let's get into like road rage, close calls, and wrecks you've seen up here.
You know what? Road rage here is, I think, it's rare.
You're riding the bike with no helmet?
Yeah. Road rage, I don't really see it here. What was the other thing you asked besides road rage?
Close calls.
Close calls, there's a bunch of close calls. Yeah, that's a lot of close calls. But if you know what you're doing, nice. If you know what you're doing, you can avoid those close calls. They become, instead of an accident, they become a close call because you were able to avoid it.
Yeah. So what's your worst close call?
Good question. Man, I don't have a lot of close calls, to be honest. Probably I kissed a guardrail maybe like 15 years ago. And again, when there is a car coming up, I'm able to see it and get out of the way. I mean, close calls is very rare.
Okay.
But they do happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst wreck you've seen?
Oh. There's a corner called Deadman's. Back in the day, it used to be called FD's corner, like an FD.
Yeah.
The reason why, because there was a huge car meet that used to happen in the valley, and like around midnight, we used to come up and drive, like 30 cars together, driving up. And this one time, a friend of mine invited 2 of his friends. They were staying in Long Beach, but they were coming from Japan. And they were pretty young. It was a Civic and an FD, a really nice FD, really nice. It was almost like a show car.
Okay.
And we went all the way to the top, and we were there for like an hour or 2. And like around 2 in the morning, they decided to go home by themselves, the first time in this canyon. And they left, and they were pushing it. And I remember telling my friend, I'm like, damn, dude, they're going fast, and this is the first time in this canyon. And he told me, oh, don't worry about it. They do this in Japan all the time. He's like, oh man, no, okay. So about 30 minutes later, we decided to go home. So we're driving back, and we see the Civic at Deadman's. We see the Civic, only the Civic. So we pulled over. There was no one there. The car was by itself. So we started hearing noises over the hill, over the side of the mountain. And the FD, Deadman's corner, if you're not familiar with it, it has a straight on the downhill into a very sharp right-hander. So you're going, let's say you're doing 80 miles an hour into a 30 miles an hour. So it's very, very sharp. So he went straight off the mountain. The car was total. Nothing happened to him or the passenger, but the car was done. Well, and that was like a big accident that happened back in the day. And recently, last Sunday, to be as a matter of fact, last Sunday, 8 in the morning, regular guy in a stock Mazda 6. Is going downhill at the end of the straight. I guess his brakes fell or brake fade, something happened, but he just kept going. And there is about 100 feet of runoff, so plenty of room to stop. But it seems like he actually accelerated. And when he reached the edge, the car went 200 feet flying and landed face first. And nothing happened. Well, I mean, the guy survived.
Yeah.
The car had no front end, and the car climbed up and got a ride home. I never seen anything like that before.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy, yeah. Crazy. And this is just a normal person, a normal car, not racing or anything. Just either a mechanical failure or something else happened, but it was crazy. It was like a movie scene.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Know your car. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you took care of the one. So skills or balls, and which one?
Oh, skills, 100%. Skills over anything. And right after skills, knowledge, and not just road knowledge, car knowledge, setup. It's huge. This is something that I got into it a lot deeper in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And wow, it's a huge difference. If you combine skills, knowledge, and balls, then you're king of the mountain.
Okay. Recipe for success. All right. Overtaking. What are your thoughts on that?
Overtake.
On the overtaking.
Well, if it's just a random car, you're gonna do it quickly and easily. That's not an issue. If it's like an older car that is going also fast, I'm not a big fan of that. I think it's unnecessary.
Okay.
If you can be in his bumper, and
stay there.
and you're winning in a way. You don't have to go the extra mile. I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Should the fastest person always be ready to take runs?
No, I don't see it. Maybe when I was younger, maybe, but nowadays, a lot of people will tell me or tell someone else, hey, let's do this or let's do that, and to me, I don't have to prove anything. Or when people do it, either a call out or an answer, it's because there's something that you want to prove.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, I don't have the need or the feel to prove anything. I just want to do my thing and have fun, enjoy it, and the biggest thing is do it with your friends. Anything you do in life, when you do it with your friends, it makes it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone asked, what's the FD's BDB time?
I did one long time ago when I first started, and I deleted the video, so I don't talk about it. On video, it's like a 405, and I don't have the need anymore to like push myself again, because I've been pushing myself for so many years.
Yeah.
So after a while, I think it's just like anything in life. When you do something for so long, yeah, I've been driving almost 18 years. So it's yeah, I guess it's like whatever. It comes to a point where you kind of lay back. Yeah. Kind of take things a little different. I mean, I got a Supra recently.
So what's the Supra time?
We do every year with my brother. We do the turkey run, and I don't know. I just always liked how the Supra looks, so I rented it for the turkey run, and I had it already, so I figured let's see what the car can do. Oh man, it was amazing. It's too fast, stock on 300 treadwheel tires, and the car was fast. So I can only imagine what the car can do on just tires and alignment. I mean, it'll fly.
God damn.
That kind of showed me, because this is a 30-year-old car.
Yeah.
And that's a brand new car. The technology difference is huge. So that kind of showed me how much better new cars are.
So do you feel newer cars are a little bit more OP just because they have so many driver aids?
Easy.
Versus someone that you take that same person out of the car
and it's not just computers, it's chassis, it's
tires, brakes,
suspension, the geometry, low center of gravity from the factory. I mean, and this is a sports car. This is not a family car, because even Teslas are, I mean, crazy fast, and they're family cars, quote unquote, right? Shout out to DLA. That was Adam. with a nice flyby. Yeah.
The only Fiat that comes up. There's other ones?
Other ones who come chase each other all the time.
No, but this was Adam.
He's the better one.
I can tell because he didn't lift in that corner at all.
At all, no. Plenty of grip.
He's so comfortable in that car.
Plenty of grip.
Dude, he's crazy fast in it.
Yeah. Well, for like he was like, oh, so what time do I have to like beat to qualify first? We go like under a minute. You're like, all right, I'll be back. 59, like nothing. We were just like.
He told me about that. I was laughing.
I didn't think he was gonna do it, and he did it. It was just like, fuck.
I was laughing.
All right, yeah. Shows up late, sets FTD, and just
Yeah.
Fucking Adam. So actually, Joe asked this one. If the snake reopens, would you be down to do a J to S?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Now that I know these guys, you know, we're really good friends with not just Joe, but a couple of those guys. Man, I'm totally down. That'll be fucking cool. And another thing that the B2B started about 2 years ago, and at first it was just an idea that I thought was gonna go nowhere, and then it just exploded, just blew up, and it's really cool to see people from all over SoCal, from GMR, from Turnbull, from Malibu, from the Snake, from Mulholland, from CACH, from Mount Wilson, everywhere, come and do it and be cool about it.
Yeah.
You know, and those guys, they are really fast, and man, they're always helping each other, always answering questions. There's no ego, there's no animosity. It's just friendship, and it's really cool. It's something that I never seen before. Yeah, pretty cool.
So do you think Gore would be happy that it's like all popular?
Say what?
Do you think Gore would be happy about that?
Oh yeah, this is something I've been telling a couple of people that knew him. He always wanted a challenge, always. And when he started driving, he was 17 years old, early 2003, when I first met him. And I mean, he was a little kid. And since then, he just never had a challenge. So he used to say, "I want to have headlights on my bumper," because he never had headlights on his bumper. He was always by himself.
Yeah.
So I have told a few people that he will have been so happy right now, so happy. And he's the kind of guy, or he was the kind of guy that he will be happy with the challenge and accept it, not fight it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is my canyon. It's gonna be my way. He wasn't like that. So he was a special guy.
Nice. The most surprising sub 4 car you've seen?
Sub 4?
Yeah.
Gres, by far. eBay build. Everything cheap. Everything. The roof was paper. The doors were paper. No seat belts. No wires. No metal. Just wheels, suspension, and a driver with a lot of balls. 100 horsepower. He dynoed the car at 109 to the wheels.
Whew.
And the car weighed about 2,000 pounds, and that was crazy. And he was only getting faster. That's the thing.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's right now it's the most impressive one. Definitely.
Interesting.
This is for the people that say that you need horsepower.
You don't.
Yeah.
Seems fair for the win.
Well, how much light left?
All right. What's the best part of the Touge, and what does that mean to you?
There's not one thing. I think it's a mixture of different things. I love nature. So just look around. It's
Yeah,
just
it's beautiful out
It's
here.
just amazing, awesome, beautiful. France is the other thing. Cars, we just love cars. So you mix all those things, and it's like a cherry on top. It's driving, speed, challenge yourself, learning the limits of your car, the process of it. It's just a bunch of teams bunched together.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you know the car scene was for you?
I think when I drove the go-kart when I was 8 years old. I remember having a poster of Lamborghini Countach, and I remember it looked like a spaceship, didn't look like a car. And I remember I used to just like look at it and just imagine things about driving it, how it's sitting inside, or how it feels, or how it sounds, and then when I first got on the go-kart and drove it, it just feels natural. It just felt natural.
It felt right.
And it felt right. And this is something that not a lot of people think about it. Once you become a good driver, it translates to daily life.
Yeah.
Regardless if you're on the freeway, on the street, I have been able to avoid a lot of accidents thanks to what I do. And a lot of people don't think about it. And that's a huge, especially if you have family and then something happens. It happened to me before, and you're able to avoid it. That's a huge plus to everything that we do. Yeah.
How is it balancing having a business and finding time for this?
Well, I don't do it as often as I used to. That's because I just don't have time. I used to do it only like once a week. And then when I have more time, I probably come maybe like every other day. But yeah, the business took a lot of time, and not just from the canyons, from the track.
Yeah.
Because I wish I can go to the track. Like for example, today, I just came back from the track, and I just don't have time to go to the track, and it kind of sucks. But working pays for the race car, so
Yeah.
that's the price you gotta pay.
Yeah. If you want to have fun, you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta pay. What are some inspirations you take for this? What inspires you?
I never got into Initial D. I heard about it recently, and then eventually watched it. And I didn't get any inspiration from there because I was already doing this for many years before. And I'm saying this because I know a lot of people take inspirations for Initial D, and it's cool. It's cool to watch.
Yeah.
I love racing. I love Formula One. I know you like Formula One. I'm a big fan of Formula One. I think since the 80s, I follow Formula One. I can't really say one thing as an inspiration, but I just love racing.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm chilling.
Well, that's why I had this one here, but this one just like cold.
chilling.
Are we recording again? Oh. We need to buy that thing. Alrighty, and then I think I skipped over one. No? Alright, so last two, and these are going to be Formula One because we had that conversation off screen. And
Formula One for the win, man.
It is, but it sucks that there's not that many people that are into cars that are into like.
Yeah, Formula One. I have thousands of friends, car friends, and only like 10 or 20 are into Formula One.
Oh, like what's that? Like.
Yeah. That is true. That is
sucks.
true. Yeah. If for a new person into Formula One that doesn't know anything, go to Netflix and watch
Drive to Survive.
Yes.
Drive to Survive.
It's so good. So good.
It's good way because that's how I got Cal.
Season 3 is supposed to be really good.
March
Yeah.
20th?
I can't wait.
I can't wait that long.
Yeah.
Because that's how I got Kat into it. Because she
Okay.
wasn't into racing at all. Like I got her into drifting just because I took her there in person to FD.
Yeah.
And then like the grassroots, so she's into it. But like, she was like, oh, like that looks boring. And I was like, all the behind the scenes shot. I'm like, no, like this is good.
Let me say something in video that you mentioned your girlfriend. My wife, she claims that she teach me how to drive. So in case she ever sees this video, she claims that she and she did. Let's just say she did teach me how to drive.
They're always right.
Yeah.
They're always right. Alrighty, so 2021 season predictions.
Mercedes is gonna take it again, no question about it. I hope Red Bull does better because Checo's now with Red Bull. I'm gonna be cheering for those guys. I have the feeling that McLaren is gonna do pretty good.
Oh yeah, they did last year.
And I think Force India, Aston Martin now, I don't think they're gonna do very well. I think it's gonna be between Mercedes, McLaren, and Red Bull. That's it.
The top three?
Yeah, that's it.
What do you think about Williams finally starting to show signs of life again after like 10 years?
Yeah, they got bought out. Yeah, by
Dorison.
Yeah. So hopefully, it's all about money.
Yeah.
You know, and if those guys bring in the money to kind of match or similar, not match. It's almost impossible to match Red Bull or Mercedes.
Or Ferrari,
yeah, it's just you're talking about $500 million a year. I mean, it's just insane. So, but you know, maybe 200 million, maybe that'll be yeah.
Hoping.
So hopefully, to make it fun for us watching, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of why like Indy, because they have a cost cap and everything's like the same.
Yeah.
So
I agree with the cap, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just too much. Those teams are too big.
It's the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
They want money.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, it sucks.
Yeah. For sure.
Like even like F2, F3, it's a spec, but it's not spec.
Yeah.
But F1 is, you know, just throw money at it and you'll have something
anything
fast.
goes. Yep. The biggest pocket wins.
Yeah. What do you think about Fernando coming back?
I fucking love Fernando. His driving style is very weird. I don't know if you ever seen videos of him driving. He's very weird. Not a lot of drivers drive like that.
He wrestles the shit out of the car.
Yeah, he is very weird, but I love the guy. He's a natural. He's a talent. Mm-hmm. So I hope he does good. I think it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I mean, Renault or Alpine isn't, you know, there.
So I hope he does good. So we'll see.
Predictions for Checo?
I think Checo's gonna do good.
Is he gonna be able to
keep
keep up Max?
No. Max.
I hope he just.
I think Max and Lewis are like the top, and then there's everyone else. So if Nico is half a second slower, it'll be perfect. Perfect, and I think he can do it.
Yeah.
Half a second, he can do it.
I hope so.
Yeah, he's gonna do definitely better than Albon.
Well, I mean. But on that question, is it the car or is it the drivers?
Both.
Because ever since they lost their car, the
both.
second car just hasn't been like there.
It's both. I think Checo's experience and with the car and with all the extra resources, I think he's gonna do pretty good. No.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Be nice to hear the anthem play again.
So. If you can allow me to say something really quick, I just want to pay my respects to those guys who have put in the time of doing this for many years, and also to those guys that they only care about getting better regardless of what other people do. I think it's worth mentioning that. I appreciate that kind of mentality.
Yeah.
And I think it's if we all can share the same mentality, I think it can be so much better. You can make everything better. So I just wanted to say that, and again, we have this little group of people, man, of drivers, really fast drivers, and always helping each other. And even though we just met recently, or within the last year, we became good friends, and even though they're so competitive with each other, and with their cars and with the road and everything, they're so friendly with each other.
Yeah.
I think I never seen that before, for so many fast drivers to be so cool with each other. Yeah, and you know most of them.
Yeah.
From Ken, from Duke, Ricky, Caesar, Adam, Nico, Evan, Daniel. I mean, so many, and so It's pretty cool. I never
Yeah.
seen it before. And Joe, obviously.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice to keep the community growing that way, and hopefully
Yeah.
it keeps growing that way, and it doesn't like
Hopefully. It
disintegrate
has been
again.
bigger than ever. It's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
All right. I guess on that note, we're done because it's cold and I can't feel my head anymore.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Oh, thanks
Thank you.
for giving us the opportunity.